Welcome back. It's Allison Smith of the IVRvoice.com. I'm a professional telephone voice, and I also speak and blog about ways that people can improve telephone systems and reduce caller frustration. So this presentation is called Modernize Your IVR, Ways to Break Old Habits and Evolve Your IVR. That was then. So telephone systems used to be all about gating out and sorting callers. IVR was also intended to be a money-saving measure for companies so that one person isn't answering the phone and having to make a decision about who to transfer the call to. It all happens automatically and therefore saves the company money. And as for the customer's time, why would companies worry about that? This is now. So IVRs are now thought of as a gateway to a company, not a barrier. The caller should be thought of as the company's partner, and they are a partner in their solution to their issue, and not a barrier or an enemy. And IVRs are now used to show the company's personality. The new approach is actually pretty simple. There's more sensitivity to the caller's mindset. There's less of an us and them attitude. The IVR truly serves the caller and sets them up for live service. And there's increased empathy for the company to the caller. So as my work voicing telephone systems all day, every day has taught me, a lot of telephone systems are incredibly formulaic, but with this volume of endless scripts that I voice all the time, I'm seeing more and more of a trend towards telephone systems that are a bit more sensitive to the caller's situation. And yes, so all of these ideas have come out of my time behind the mic, voicing piles and piles of scripts. So I have a few tips to help modernize your system. Modern tip number 1. Explain the purpose of your IVR. What if we actually explained what the IVR or the automated menu will do for the caller? What if we explained that the IVR will actually speed up and enhance the service that the caller is going to get? And what if your IVR actually delivered on that promise? And what if your IVR did not aggravate callers? Modern tip number 2. Partner with the caller and enlist their help. How can the customer help in the efficiency of the transaction over the phone? Can they have their account number, PO number, or statements ready? That will actually help save a lot of time. Can they summarize their issue in a short sentence? Do they have an expectation of what a good outcome looks like? And is this actually their preferred mode of contact? It may very well not be. It's no secret that despite the fact that I voice telephone systems, I actually really hate speaking on the phone. So actually text, chatbot, or email might be my preferred way of going about things. And it might be that way for your customer as well. Modern tip number 3. Offer perks for calling in. So can we make it appealing for people to actually call in as opposed to ordering over the website? Is it possible to change them from turnkey to assisted? So even with my proviso that I just said about hating speaking on the phone, I had an experience last year where I ordered a part for my KitchenAid stand mixer and it didn't show up. So I actually called KitchenAid Canada and the operator said in almost conspiratorial tones, "Oh, you should always call in. I can give you a better price." She had a southern accent, but she worked for KitchenAid Canada. It was strange. So she backed out that transaction because she explained that that part was actually on back order. So she canceled my order, put me at the front of the queue for when the part came in, gave me a discount on that transaction, and offered free shipping. Hey, guess what? I'm not turnkey anymore. I will pick up the phone and actually call a company if they make it appealing enough to do so. So rewards for calling in, things like discounts, shipping discounts. And can we make it enticing for them to do so in the future? So future discounts, priority service, that kind of thing. Modern tip number 4. Use CRM for relationship building. So how can we know how the IVR is performing without analytics and good continuity? Do you track call drop-offs and try to modify the IVR where you determine there's a bottleneck or a drop-off point? Can you use analytics to drive positive change in customer management? And can you use those analytics to impress the caller with things like continuity and relationship building? I think we've all been in the position of sorting something out on the phone with a call center agent, and then they want to transfer you to another agent, and you get this panic-stricken feeling, thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to tell my story all over again to another agent. If they've done really good, comprehensive note-taking, you are spared that ordeal of having to start from scratch and re-explain why you're calling in. Another impressive thing is if you happen to call in again for another issue, it's incredibly wonderful when the customer hears the agent say something like, oh, I see about 3 months ago you called in about this particular issue. How is that issue? Was it resolved? That's great relationship building, and it shows that the company is paying attention and values you as a customer. Modern tip number 5, tap into your personality. Can your IVR be a showcase for your brand? Well, why not? Does your IVR reflect your brand or your personality? It should. Are you hesitant to show your company's personality? You shouldn't be. You can use this platform to puff up, show pride, and congratulate the caller on their choice of calling you instead of your competition. Modern tip number 6, reflect your customer's needs. Can you impart to the caller that the IVR is for them, not for your company? IVRs used to be a task or an ordeal or a test for the callers to endure. What if the IVR was actually there to assist the callers and we told them that? What if we changed the nature of IVR to be a true assist to service instead of a barricade? So let's hear each of these modern tips in practice. Let's get them on their feet and show you exactly what it might sound like. So tip number 1, the one about explaining the purpose of the IVR. Here's what it might sound like. Thanks for calling our law firm. Your choice of the right option in our menu will speed up your service and pair you up with an expert in the area you're calling about. Here's our 5 options. For new civil claims, press 1. For new criminal claims, press 2. If you're an existing client and need to speak to your lawyer, enter their extension number now or press 3. For documents or records, press 4. For accounting, press 5. To repeat these options, press 0. What about tip number 2? Partnering with the caller and enlisting their help. So here's an example of what it would sound like to request their account number, PO, or statement. To start your claim as quickly as possible, it's a big help to us and you if you have your account number handy, as well as your most recent statement. If you need a minute to find those, press 9, and we'll wait while you locate those documents. Press 9 again whenever you're ready to speak to an agent. Here's what it sounds like to ask them to summarize what they're calling in about. In a short sentence, can you summarize the reason for your call today? Here's what it sounds like to check their expectations or what they see as a positive outcome. Let me know your goal today in calling our customer service department. Say something like replacement item, refund, or price adjustment, and we can pair you with an expert in that area. And here's what it sounds like to actually check to make sure this is their preferred mode of contact. We can definitely transfer you to a live agent. If you'd rather, we can also provide things like a callback, email service, or instant help with our website chatbot. Which would you prefer? Tip number 3, offering perks for calling in. We're glad you called, and we can offer you some perks for taking the time to call in. How does free shipping and 15% off your order and next order sound? Just hold briefly for a live agent who will give you your exclusive discount code for today's order and the next time you call in. Tip number 4, the one about CRM and call tracking. Well, there isn't a sound file for that, but you get it. It's important to track the metrics and determine if there are areas of the IVR that need work or that are causing a bottleneck. Tip number 5, tapping into your personality. Thanks for calling Western Roofing. We don't like to brag, but we were voted Alberta's top roofing company for 4 years running. Oh, look at that. I guess we do like to brag. If you're looking for the fastest service with the best trained roofers using the highest quality materials and an unheard of 30-year guarantee, you've called the right place. Hold briefly for a live agent who can schedule your free consultation and who will also congratulate you on your high standards for calling Western Roofing. Tip number 6, reflecting your customer's needs. The phone menu is designed to get you to a specialist as quickly as possible. We don't want to waste your time, and we want to make sure that your call ends up in the right department. The following options should do just that. So at this point, I'd like to check the basic wiring of your IVR just to make sure everything's on a good foundation. Have no more than 5 options in the opening greeting. Make sure the choices are front stacked in order of importance. Make sure that the choices are distinct enough from each other to eliminate confusion. And please avoid cliches like, our options have recently changed, or please listen to the entire menu. These are kind of hackneyed things that people insist on putting in their phone system, and they're kind of meaningless, so let's try to eliminate them. At this point, I would invite questions, observation, and discussion if I was presenting it live. And this is my contact information, so feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions or if you need a voice on your IVR system. Thanks for watching.